buckwheat, acacia.
What are you doing here?
Breakfast. I thought that since it is the most important meal of the day, I will prepare something really cool.
Great, what we are eating?
Mm, and this is where I have a little problem. Did you know there are so many types of honey? Linden, acacia, canola, buckwheat.
Honeydew, heather, lavender.
Oh, gosh. How do I choose the only one, the best one for me?
Kala, I will tell you a secret.
I'm listening.
Each and every honey is delicious and healthy.
Gee, you helped me. Pff, thanks a lot.
In that case, you think about it, and I'll have a toast with buckwheat honey. And do you know where all those honeys come from?
Of course I know. Everyone knows where honey comes from. Hello?
Oh, yeah, then from where?
What do you mean? From a jar that says honey.
And how does it get there? Have you ever thought about it?
Well, I had a lot on my mind. Oh, Basia, I didn't think.
In that case, it's a perfect time for more bee talk. There are more than 300 types of honey in the world.
Really? 300 kinds? When am I going to try them all and choose my favorite one? I can't do it. Oh, I give up. Okay, Kala, focus. Honey. Where does honey come from? Basia, talk.
Let's start with the fact that bees fly out of the hive in search of pollen and nectar.
Pollen and nectar bees find in flowers, I know.
Every bee has a special tongue. It works a bit like a tiny elephant's trunk. And through this tongue, the bee gets the nectar.
I didn't know that the bees could have something in common with elephants. So what? She swallows it, that nectar?
Sort of. Inside the bee is a special cup where it stores the collected nectar and takes it back home.
And spits it out into a jar?
It's still a long way to the jar. After returning to the hive, the collector bee passes the picked up nectar to the worker bee that is responsible for the work in the hive. The bees use their trumpet to carry this nectar from cell to cell.
Stop! I don't understand.
Kala, do you know what the comb that bees live on looks like? It's a beeswax waffle full of little holes. These holes act as pockets where you can hide the eggs for the future bees, as well as pollen and honey. We call this pocket a bee cell.
Okay. But what about the nectar? Why they're actually moving it from place to place? They can't make up their minds?
Each time the bees carry the nectar, some water evaporates. That makes the nectar thicker and thicker, and by combining it with the bee saliva, it becomes super healthy. In addition, during this process, the worker bees flap their wings rapidly, which also helps to reduce water from the nectar.
Good thinking. And when is the nectar actually ready?
Then the bees seal each bee cell with its contents by sealing it with wax. By doing so, the honey that is produced will be well protected from moisture and contamination.
Oh, are we there yet?
A little more.
Mm.
After some time, when the honey has matured in the combs, the beekeeper opens the hive, takes out the frames, and opens up the cells in the combs. That is called uncapping. Then, the beekeeper spins the honey out of all the cells with honey extractor. And such freshly extracted honey goes to
A jar! I didn't know it was such a long way from meadow to jar. That sounds like a lot of hard work.
That's right. Imagine that one bee in a lifetime can produce just one tiny teaspoon of honey.
1 teaspoon? Are you kidding me?
Unfortunately, no. Bees need to visit about 4 million flowers to gather nectar for such a large jar of honey. Think about it. How many teaspoons of honey do you add to your tea?
2? Oh my. So, for my sweet tea, 2 bees were working all their lives?
Exactly.
And why some of their honeys are more liquidy, like this one here, and look at this one, It's more like butter sprit. How come?
The difference in the look comes from the fact that honey crystallizes over time.
Crystal. What?
It crystallizes. That is, it thickens over time. The fastest crystallizing honeys are those that have glucose, the component responsible for the sweetness of the honey. For example, canola honey become like a butter in as little as 3 days after it is extracted from the hive.
And this one?
Honeydew changes its consistency very slowly, sometimes more than a year.
So different honeys thicken at different pace.
Correct.
It is possible to speed it up or slow it down?
It all depends on the type of honey. How quickly honey changes its appearance depends on many things like the temperature or if it's kept in sunny or dark place.
And can honey go bad?
Imagine that in ancient Egypt, a jar of honey was left in every tomb. It was the food of the gods. The Egyptians believed it was a guarantee of eternal happiness. Thousands of years later, when scientists explored the pyramids, they came across pots full of honey. After testing, it turned out that the honey had not lost its properties. It was still tasty and healthy. This is the best proof that well stored honey can last for several thousand years.
1,000 years. That's such a long time.
That's right. So you have plenty of time to find your favorite breakfast honey. You have at least 1,000 years.
Oh, I don't need that much time. Now I understand that all honey is the hard work of bees and beekeepers. So no matter which one I pick, I will eat it with pleasure. After all, it is the favorite food of the pharaohs, so it's perfect for my breakfast.